You're watching Capitol View, Sunday morning talk focused on the political scene in Arkansas.
Welcome back to the program. Joining me now, John Pagan, former state senator, former law professor at the University of Arkansas Little Rock, former dean of the Richmond Law School, and many other titles, which we're going to discuss. Good to see you, sir.
Nice to see you, Roby. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Oh, and the most important thing, you're the Democratic nominee for state treasurer, even though you haven't formally gotten the nomination yet. But you're the only candidate that filed on the Democratic side. So
that's right.
For treasurer of state. Thanks for being here. Well, let's talk about what you've been doing career-wise. You and I first met. We were talking right before we came on camera about, I think in the early 90s when you were in the state Senate. I was a pup up at the Capitol, barely of age, I think. So, and I have fond memories of our friendship and seeing you in action and working with you some. What happened after you left the state Senate? Fill everybody in your career for the last 3 decades.
Well, thank you very much for that opportunity. In 1995, I left to be a visiting professor in San Diego, and then shortly after that became a professor at New York University Law School, and then became dean of the law school at the University of Richmond, where I taught for 20 years.
Okay.
And then in 2021, I had a chance to return to my native state, and I moved back to Little Rock. I love being home, being with my family, being with my friends.
You were born and raised here?
I was born and raised in Little Rock. In fact, I'm a 6th generation Arkansan.
How about that? You know, if you're running for political office in the state, you got to talk about how many generations.
How many generations?
I think 9 is the one that I've heard that runs the deepest. I'm like, 9 generations? Were you here back in the 1400s? I mean, come on, they weren't even exploring the place then. Talk to me about what got you interested in running for treasurer of state. This is going to be effectively a special election.
Yes.
It's an off-year election because of the untimely death of Mark Lowry. Why are you running for treasurer of state?
I'm running because, the treasurer is the state's chief investment officer, manages a portfolio of $11 billion. I mean, there is enormous potential to do good for the people of Arkansas. And as we just discussed, I was born and raised here. And when I grew up, the license plates all said Arkansas Land of Opportunity. And I received a lot of opportunities. A lot of doors were open for me. And now, at this point in my life, I would like to have a chance to help other Arkansans seize their opportunities to build the kind of lives that they would like. And the Treasury is particularly exciting to me because it plays a key role in helping Arkansas families afford to send their kids to college or to job training programs.
Tell me a little bit about what background you think you might have that prepares you to manage an $11 billion worth of assets. So.
Well, I was dean of a law school for 6 years, and the law school had a budget of $16.8 million. It had a full-time faculty of 25, part-time of 50, 40 staff members, 472 students. I'm used to managing budgets. I'm used to working with a large staff of people to pursue common goals. And I think that background, plus the fact I've been an Arkansas lawyer for 44 years. If you go to Arkansas Code and you look in the index under Treasurer of State, you're going to see scores of statutory responsibilities that have been imposed on the Treasury. And I think my legal training equips me to sort of navigate that maze and do an effective job.
Yeah. Do you have some particular plans, things that you would like to do if you're elected? I mean, you mentioned the college savings plan. That's that 529 plan, very popular,
yes.
But could be more popular, I suppose. What would you do if you got elected besides just manage the functions of the office?
Exactly. The 529 program is a great program to help people build their savings in a tax-deferred way, and then they can spend the money on either college or a vocational technical training program expenses. It's a great way to save. Now, the other thing, if you go to college, you have to make your contribution, you have to get scholarships, and you have to get loans. And let me talk a little bit about scholarships. I'm very proud that when I was in the Senate, I was one of the sponsors of the Arkansas Academic Challenge Scholarship Program. This year, it will provide scholarships to 27,000 Arkansans. It's a great program. It's funded largely by the lottery today. One problem I see, I look back at the bill that I sponsored, And in 1991, we gave $1,000 to scholarship recipients. All right?
That's not going to go real far on a college budget
No,
these days.
it costs, for example, it costs $28,000 to go to the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville. And the median household income in Arkansas is $54,000, all right? So it's a stretch for people to be able to afford that. 91, we gave $1,000. You know how much a freshman gets today under that scholarship program?
How much?
$1,000.
Wow.
Now, to their credit, the legislature created in this past session the Arkansas Academic Challenge Plus scholarship program. It's need-based, and you can get an additional $1,000 to $4,000, depending on need, for a total of $5,000. Well, $5,000 is great, but $28,000 is a lot more than that. Here's what I'd like to do, Roby.
All right.
In the last fiscal year, the Treasury generated $254 million in earnings, thanks to the higher interest rates in that $11 billion portfolio. I would like to see us take some of that $254 million to increase the amount of the scholarships that we give to students to remove that entry to barrier, entry to the opportunity to go to college.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing we need to do, the legislature has put on the ballot for November a constitutional amendment that would broaden
the lottery scholarships,
Correct. To include vocational technical training programs.
Yeah.
And we need to pass that.
Yep.
And then we need to add money to the scholarship.
You can be out there campaigning for
I
all
will.
this. Some
I will.
policy ideas there coming that. I don't have to tell you that since the last time you ran for public office, the state's politics have changed a little bit. You're running as a Democrat for this, quite frankly, pretty apolitical office. You've also spent some time in a purple state in Virginia, so you've seen some things. Tell me why you're running as a Democrat, and tell me what you think the Democratic Party or Democrats in general need to do more of to be more successful.
Great question. I'm a proud Democrat, lifelong Democrat. I consider myself a New Dealer. I mentioned license plates.
Well, you were around when Franklin Roosevelt was president, so I'm kidding.
Just about. I've mentioned license plates. My license plate reads New Deal, to tell you where my politics are. I believe in creating opportunities for people, and that is the dominant theme of today's Arkansas Democratic Party. We are a broadly centrist party. We're a party that believes in giving not a handout, but a hand up, and to help people create their own opportunities to chart their own futures. And yeah, I saw Virginia change from a red state to a purple state trending blue.
Yep.
And as you know, the legislature just flipped back Democratic in Virginia, and Arkansas has a lot in common with Virginia. And I am so excited about our Arkansas Democratic Party today. We've got a lot of enthusiasm. We are running more candidates for the legislature than any time since 2012.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting great things. I am very proud to be a member of the ticket next November.
We got about 60 seconds left here. What's your travel schedule going to be? You going to be hitting all 75 counties? Are you going to try to raise money and just be on TV? I mean, how are you going to campaign?
Right. I'm going to try to visit all 75 counties. Now, you know, I saw a lot of Arkansas growing up, but it's been a while since I've visited some corners of our state, and there's some counties I have never been to.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things I'm looking forward to most, is traveling the state and talking to Arkansans about how the Treasury can provide more services to them. I think it's extremely important to listen, to visit with people, and really to see what they want from their government.
All right. He's John Pagan. He's the Democratic candidate for Treasurer of State. Always good to visit with you.
Thank
you
so much, Roby. It has.
It's nice to catch up with you, and best of luck, and I'm sure I'll see you on the campaign trail.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.